Today we'll be wrapping up the regular season here in year number 5 of the Golden State Warriors MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K25. We'll be getting through the final 22 games of the year as we get set for the playoffs, which we hope to be partaking in. It's not official yet, but at 37-23, there's a good chance that in the next episode we will have playoff basketball. Not going to be easy, though, over the next month and a half with a pretty challenging schedule upcoming. We've been playing well since the trade deadline, though, and currently in 4th place in a crowded Western Conference. It seems like that 4 spot is really where the second tier of teams such as us, Houston, Utah, and others are really swinging for, so we'll see if we are able to land it. Last episode was the trade deadline. We decided to be aggressive. We decided to push our chips to the front of the table and go all in. We traded our Sixers-Clippers swap best pick that we've been holding on to since year 1, along with Leonard Miller, Osborne Outridge, Jacoby Walter, and Peyton Pritchard to the Thunder and Pelicans for Rankin Destino, Herb Jones, and Nikeng Mbongo. It's risky because that Sixers pick is projected 4th overall, but when you factor in that they're going to have another chance to move up in the lottery with the Clippers swap best portion, you could easily make the argument that this is right now the most valuable pick in the NBA. So trading it for a guy in Rankin Destino who's a good player but is a role player is certainly risky, and it looks like maybe questionable value. But I think him and Herb Jones can both be championship players. I think we've built the infrastructure already with the core 6, but we needed 2 more glue guys. Destino could be our true point guard. He's one of the best playmakers in the NBA. Efficiency's been inconsistent with him throughout his career, but he does have a true shooting above 60 this year. And since the All-Star break, he's given us exactly what we could ask for, over 10.5 assists per game, as he's currently in 4th for the most improved player. By making him the true point guard, we can have other guys play their more natural positions. Roman Loggins-Burl has been the point guard out of necessity. He can do it, but he's better on the wing off the ball. Now, his production hasn't really matched that since the All-Star break. I don't even think he's played that badly. I know the shooting percentages say otherwise, but he's just had a couple of really bad games, and otherwise it's been pretty good. As for Herb Jones, it's pretty simple. Put him in the corner, shoot threes, and play defense. He's having maybe the best year of his career, certainly in terms of efficiency. Now, Herb Jones has struggled throughout the duration of the series. That's why it only costed us 1 first-round pick and really Jacoby Walter. But he's having a great season this year, and we're hoping that he'll be able to keep that up. So this is where our lineup is with everybody fully healthy. We have no injuries coming into the day, and hopefully we can keep that. This team has had trouble with keeping guys healthy at the end of the year into the playoffs. Last year, it obviously really hurt us. Our core 6 turned to 2, with Kajai Stokes and Jabari Springer being the only guys left. Around the league, we had a lot of movement as Albrecht Schwartz goes to the Celtics. Paul George gives the Wolves some depth. The Pistons add a true secondary scorer alongside Cade Cunningham, adding Tyler Hero. The Magic do the same, adding G.G. Jackson. And then the big dogs, Nikola Jokic to the Oklahoma City Thunder and Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Washington Wizards. The Nuggets got back Tari Eason, Miles Turner, and 3 first-rounders, including the Clippers-Sixers swap best pick that we had just given Oklahoma City moments before. The Bucks, meanwhile, will get Alex Sarr, Kyle Kuzma, and 3 first-rounders from the Wizards, including Milwaukee's own first-rounder this year. The Eastern Conference, of course, is loaded with Brooklyn, who didn't make any moves because, well, they just won the title and have been running it back. They're in first, the Pistons are a half a game back, and the Celtics are a half game behind them. All 3 of those teams have been playing some great ball since the deadline. I'd say them and Indiana right now look like the 4 best teams in the league. It's crazy that one of these teams is going to fall to the play-in, presumably either Atlanta, Washington, or Orlando. I think all 3 of them would be contending for the number 1 seed in the West. There's 9 good teams in the East and then a big drop-off. The Heat are currently in 10th, but that definitely feels like the Knicks' spot to lose. With Tyler Hero traded away and Bam and Kyrie out for the year, I can't really see the Heat grabbing that spot over New York. In the West, we have a 3-horse race for the number 1 seed with the Grizzlies, Wolves, and Blazers. Despite the fall of the Spurs, not many of these teams were aggressive because they can't really afford to be. The Grizzlies just made their big move this past offseason, and then the Wolves and Blazers don't really have draft assets or salary to work with. So that really opened the door for us to go all in with Luka Doncic out and the Spurs not really a major threat. Oklahoma City obviously made the move to get Jokic, but they still have to get a play-in spot, and they have not been playing well since the deadline. 2-8 in their last 10. The Jokic addition has not helped them so far, dropping from 10th to 12th. So the question with OKC is, can they make the dance, first of all? And if they do, are they good enough to be a threat? Even with Shea and Jokic, the rest of the team around those guys has not played well since Nikola Jokic joined the team. So with all that being said, the Western Conference is wide open, and that's the biggest reason why I decided to go all in right now. This team obviously has its flaws, and I think in a theoretical NBA Finals matchup against one of those top Eastern Conference teams, we would be a comfortable underdog, but it will never be easier to win the West. The Thunder are having a down year, the Spurs are without Luka Doncic, and there's not really a clear team at the top. Not to mention, injuries have not been a problem since really the start of December or January. And right now our team is fully healthy. We've got the entire roster on the floor playing the maximum amount of minutes. I kind of want to look at this game against Indiana. I think that's where we're going to ultimately simulate to. As I said earlier, though, we have a tough schedule. The Wolves, I think right now, are probably the favorites in our conference. Dallas twice, no easy matchup. The Nets are obviously really good. The Lakers are tough, and then it gets a little easier with Miami and Seattle. I think we're going to stop after Seattle. There's a reason for that. During our stretch of games, we make it to the contract extension deadline. Antoine Salis and Rankin Destino, of course, are restricted free agents at the end of the year, but we are not eligible to pay them yet. So we went 4-3. We gave Minnesota a tough fight, although Anthony Edwards was virtually unguardable. 28 for Salis, 24 for Mobley, 23 for Adembona. We had other guys not shoot the ball as well, though. We split the 2 games against the Mavericks. The second game, we really struggled to shoot the ball. Kuminga 4 for 12, Mobley 3 for 12, Salis 2 for 10. Springer shot bad. I mean, it was rough. Marlon Boston, by the way, who played well in both games, I think he's been the best player in the rookie class. Remember when he slipped in the draft? He was supposed to go in the top 6, fell all the way to 12. He leads the rookies in estimated wins added pretty comfortably. Yet it doesn't look like he's going to win the Rookie of the Year. CeCe Cunningham is the favorite because he has the bigger box score numbers, but his efficiencies are in the toilet, whereas Marlon Boston is legitimately contributing to winning. We were able to beat the Nets. That's great to see. Phenomenal performance from Rolog. Antoine Salis, 11 for 12. Kuminga 0 for 6 from 3, though. I don't love that. But we had some guys play really well in this game against Brooklyn. And then the last 2 games took care of business despite 39 for Marcus Sasser. Salis had 30. We had 4 other guys with 20. Mobley had 21 rebounds. And Rankin Destino had 15 assists. Then against Seattle, we win by 32. Career high, 34 points in just 23 minutes for Springer. Rolog was great again. 29, 14, and 6. He's been on a tear over his last 4 games, but was on an inconsistent stretch before that. The thing with Roman Loggins-Burrow is there's no consistency with his game, but when he's at our best, he's better than anyone on our team, and that includes Kajai Stokes. So now I want to look at the games against the Rockets and the Jazz specifically because we're probably going to play against one of them in the first round. Us, Houston, and Utah are battling for the 4, 5, and 6 seed, and, well, 2 of those teams are probably going to have to play against each other. So there's a high likelihood we will see one of these teams in the first round, which is why I didn't want to play either of these games. There's a high chance we're going to be playing against either one of them in the next episode. Both of which are on the road, and obviously both of these games are huge in terms of seeding. I'd love to finish with the 4 seed and certainly ahead of them. So we split the 2 games. We beat Houston by 20. Mobley leads the way with 21. Very balanced approach offensively. We had 6 guys with at least 17. Rolog, 2 for 9 from 3. Don't love that. Struggled against the Jazz, though, losing by 26 points. The offense was not good, particularly from 3. Stokes, 4 for 19, 0 for 9 from deep. That is not good. Rolog, 2 for 7. Kuminga, 5 for 12. Mobley, 0 for 4. Herb Jones, 1 for 6. We did not have many guys perform well against Utah, really other than Rankin Destino. So now that brings us to this game against the Pacers, who are currently in 4th place. They've won 4 in a row. They have the chance to climb up to 3, theoretically. The Nets have kind of struggled as of recent. A few teams in the West are clinching play-in spots. We're likely to do so within the next couple of weeks. We have not done so yet. Let's take a look at this Pacers squad. They've mostly gone with the same core over the last few years, kind of similar to how Indiana's done it in real life. Tyrese Halliburton, the Halliban, leads the way, leads the NBA in assists per game this year at nearly 13. Benedict Mathurin has really developed into a good second scorer, as has Keyshawn George, who's really been their second best player this year. Jarris Walker's been a big hit of a draft pick. The Jalen Duren, Andrew Nembhard swap worked for all parties. The Pacers have so many good players not even getting minutes. Guys like Zach Edey, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Nesmith, Caden Starling, who would be getting real rotation minutes just about anywhere else. But this team is one of, if not the very deepest teams in the NBA. They're only 2 years removed from making the NBA Finals, where they got swept by Victor Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, and the San Antonio Spurs, and they kind of feel like the sleeping giant in the East. They obviously have not gotten the airtime that the Nets have, being that they just won the title. We haven't talked about them quite as much as Boston or even Detroit, for that matter, but the Pacers are just as good as those teams, and this core, I think, has more continuity than probably all of those squads. Every single one of Indiana's key players was on the finals team 2 years ago, except for Pascal Siakam, who they gave a big extension to. It didn't work out, and they were able to get out of that contract really early, trading him along with draft picks to Cleveland. The tip is won by Evan Mobley against Duren. We are underway here in Golden State. The Warriors and the Pacers, two of the better teams in their respective conferences. This should have been our NBA Finals 2 years ago if we didn't completely blow it in the Western Conference Finals against San Antonio, as Roman Loggins-Burrell is in for the dunk. That would have been a fun series. I really think we would have beaten them, as Kuminga is in with the poster, counted on a foul. Jarris Walker called for the foul. I guess this game can decide who would have won that NBA Finals, even though Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler were on that team, and, well, obviously now they're not. I mean, really, the entire roster has shifted as Kajai Stokes hits the three, 7-5. Rankin Destino matched up with Tyrese Halliburton. Good cut, off the ball. Roman Loggins-Burrell in for the jam. He's a really good off-ball player. We just haven't really gotten to see it this year, being that we didn't have a true point guard. Halliburton the fake. Walker beats out Kuminga and dunks it all over Evan Mobley. 9-7, Stokes with it. Inside, Kuminga up top for Loggins-Burrell. On the drive, stripped away and stolen. Jarris Walker with the initial hit. Devin Vassell ends up with it, and he makes the layup, despite good defense on the other end by Rankin Destino. 13-9, here's Loggins-Burrell. Tries to lob it up for Mobley. He's unsuccessful. Vassell with it, pressured at the half court. Over to Jarris Walker. Floater is good, and that'll make it 13-11. Walker was an all-star a couple years ago. He probably shouldn't have been, even though he has developed into a really nice player as he gets the steal. Halliburton tries to go up top for Duren, who was not paying attention, and Rankin Destino ends up with it. Destino, the lob! Showtime! Jonathan Kuminga going upstairs with the lefty lob. 15-11. Herb Jones in the game. He gets it over to Stokes. Pump fake. Stokes on the drive. Layup is good, despite solid defense from Jalen Duren. 17-11. Here is Tyrese Halliburton with it. Gets by Destino and buries the three. The Halliban finally on the board as it's 17-14. Indy's offense has been kind of underwhelming so far. Kajai Stokes from deep. He's already in the double digits with 10 early points for Golden State. 20-14. Here's Halliburton with it. Gets it over to Benedict Mathurin. Around the screen. Ben Math letting it rain. 24-plus points per game this year for Mathurin, who's just turned into such an awesome player. One of the most well-rounded scorers in the league. Keyshawn George inside for Jalen Duren. In for the slam. 20-19. Here is George with it. He gets it up top. Halliburton. That jumper is good. It's a long two. Now Indy starting to get it together offensively. They have the lead. 21-20. Golden State calls a timeout. Rankin Destino with it for the Warriors. He gets Salis around the screen. The lead, short-lived for Indiana as he connects on the triple. Mathurin up to Tyrese Halliburton. Gets the screen from Duren. Halliburton just stays up top. I mean, you might as well watch Rankin Destino just run around Duren and hit the open three. Mathurin off the catch, no good. Terry Shelton the rebound. Halliburton up to Keyshawn George. Screen from Shelton, and George connects on the lawn too. We saw Golden State get abused on the offensive glass by the Grizzlies last episode. Now that we have our centers healthy, that should not happen again. Rankin Destino jumper is good. He's on the board, had 4 early assists Now in with a bucket. He's been very efficient since the trade. Duren tackles a Dembona. A flagrant foul. We're starting to get a little chippy here in Golden State. Bona would green both of the three throws. Salis with the screen from Bona will green the triple. A 5-point possession for the Warriors, who take a 2-point lead. 28-30. Vassell up top. Keyshawn George. Left wing three is good. Indiana back ahead. 31-30. Here is Jabari Springer with it, embracing his new role off the bench. Up top for Roman Loggins-Burrell. He connects from beyond the arc. Rologs made his first 3 shots tonight. 33-31. Nick Smith up for George. He's blocked. Ramon Hodge with the stuff. The rookie. What was that? I think he thought Roman Loggins-Burrell was going to cut in, and he did not. Weston Weaver 3 off the mark. Springer with the rebound. Golden State looking to recover off the failed lob. Loggins-Burrell all the way. Counted a foul. And one for Roman Loggins-Burrell. It might be one of those games where he plays really, really well. He's got 10 on 4 of 4 shooting. 36-31 around the screen. Let's keep feeding the hot hand. And Fuego. Muy Caliente. 13 points in the first quarter. 5 of 5 is Roman Loggins-Burrell. Keyshawn George. Jumper is no good. Golden State will hold for the last shot. They're 6 of 9 from 3 today, shooting 60% from the field. Salis, pull-up jumper is no good. 39-31 through 1. We have been really good on offense. Rolog 5 for 5. Stokes also in the double figures. Nobody's really stood out for Indiana. Halliburton's got 8 and 5, but he's done it on 8 shots. He hasn't been very efficient so far. To start the second, Keyshawn George up and in, no good. Springer with the rebound is third. Looks to bring it up the floor. Springer looking to take it all the way. Coast to coast. In for the lefty floater. And it is a 9-point game. Indy finally getting out of their drought with a 3-throw. Walker misses at the line. Pacers get it back. Nick Smith Jr. The cross, the sauce, and the block. Roman Loggins-Burrell does it again. Rolog up the floor. Hodge in the corner for 3. And it's no good. I think the roof of this place would have exploded if he made that. George up to Vassell. Lawn 2 is good. That'll end the drought for Indiana. 7-point game. Here's Keyshawn George with it. Gets the screen from Weaver. Around Mobley. 3 is good. Now the Pacers are starting to come back to life. They're within 4. Loggins-Burrell in the corner. Wide open 3. Herb Jones no good. Rolog says, fine, I'll do it myself. Our offense really struggled. We hadn't scored in almost 3 minutes. Probably because Rolog has not shot the ball yet in the second quarter. He's now got 15 points, 6 of 6 from the field. Kumenga off the assist from Evan Mobley. Hits the 3. And now we're starting to get out of the little funk. Back up by 7. Here's Devin Vassell matched up with Jones. Vassell looking for some room. Herb was expecting drive. Great move by Devin Vassell to decelerate quickly and hit the 3. 4-point game. Here is Nick Smith over to Jarris Walker. Walker brings it within 1. Late on the shot clock. 46-45. Loggins-Burrell. Pump fake on the drive with the jam. He still has not missed, by the way. 17 points on perfect shooting. He's been unbelievable so far. Destino all the way. Counted in a foul. And 1. Tyrese Halliburton called for the foul. 2-point game. Here is Jonathan Kuminga. Tries to lob it for Mobley. Unsuccessful. Here comes Indiana. Keyshawn George brings it up the floor. The lob for Jaywalk. Jarris Walker ties it at 51. Destino up for Kajai Stokes. Nobody in the lane. Stokes looks to take advantage. He misses it. Gets his own miss. Here's Salis. Second chance triple is good. And the Warriors are back ahead. 54-51. Mathurin up top for Weston Weaver with 4 to go in the half. Inside. The Halaban. In for the layup. Why did Basketball Reference make his nickname The Moment when literally no one has called him The Moment? I might call him that once today out of the blue, though, just to catch you guys off guard, as Benedict Mathurin hits the 3. Inside, here's Keyshawn George with it. He's blocked! Salis with the snuff! Looks to take it himself all the way inside. Springer floater is good. It's been a block party. We've had a few snuffs so far in this game. Keyshawn George over to Mathurin. Pacers passing it around. Halliburton for three. Indy back ahead. 59-56. This game has been as fun as we could have hoped for up to this point. Stokes with the screen from Bona for three. We're tied. KJ with his first points of the second quarter. KJ's our star, but he does have moments through the game where he's just kind of blanked for 8 minutes. Good shot by Halliburton. Stokes also has other moments where he just catches fire. There were 3 separate instances last episode where he went on like a 7-0 run by himself. As the lob is successful for Jabari Springer, 64-61. Ramon Hodge, the rookie, all the way up and in for the layup. His first points at the game, 64-63. Here's Benedict Mathurin with it. Looks to get around Hodge. Layup, counted, and a foul. Flex on him, and one for Benedict Mathurin. 67-63, under a minute left to go in the first half. Loggins-Burrell with it. Floater, no good. His first miss of the game, but he grabs his own board. Out to Stokes for three. 67-66, 16 points for Kajai Stokes. Here's Keyshawn George, a little pick and roll. Jalen Duren with the slam. Indiana up by 3. 69, nice, to 66. Here is Stokes with it. Lobs it for the cum bucket. Jonathan Kuminga with the alley-oop. 69-68, shot and game clock separated by maybe half a second. Here is Devin Vassell. He's going to hold it as long as he can for three. No good. Warriors will get the last shot. Kuminga, half-court heave for the lead is no good. 69-68 through the first half. The offense certainly cooled off in the second quarter, especially early in the second, while Tyrese Halliburton's really started to get going. He had 14 points in the second quarter. That's 22 overall to go along with 6 dimes. Rolog with 17, Stokes with 16. The 2 guards leading the way here for Golden State. We've shot the ball really well overall so far, 50% from 3. The problem so far is the turnovers. We've turned it over 10 times. They've turned it over twice. We've got to do a better job protecting the ball, and we need more big plays on defense. A 5-to-1 turnover ratio is unacceptable. Halliburton, quick 3 to start the third. 22 points in the first half, really started to heat up as the half went along, despite largely being matched up with Rankin Destino, who's one of the best perimeter defending guards in the league, but he's got no answers. Off the layup by Hallie, 74-70. Benedict Mathurin, no good. Grabs his own miss, but he loses the ball. Mathurin appears to be in some pain. 5-on-4, Kuminga, open lane, easy slam. An injury, though, for Benedict Mathurin. I think they're going to look at, ironically, his hip. It appears the Pacers have made their sacrifice. Aren't they supposed to pick somebody on the other team, though, not one of their own players? Odd choice, but I guess it benefits us. Halliburton in with the fake and the finish, 76-72. He already has 7 points here within 2+ minutes of the third quarter. Halliburton around Rolog for 3. What the Hallie? He won't miss. Hallie already in the double figures, and we just started the second half 3 minutes ago. Loggins-Burrell gets one back, though. He now has 20, along with 7 boards and 3 dimes. He's been our best player today. Halliburton, no good. Rebound by Roman Loggins-Burrell. He gets it up for Kajai Stokes. Stokes looks to get by the defenders, has an open man inside. It's Mobley with the reverse layup, and we are back within 2. Make it 4. Hallie, 34 points on good shooting. The rest of the Pacers, 47 points on 44 shots. That's not good, as Mobley is there with the slam over Jarris Walker. That's revenge for the poster back in the first quarter. Shot no good. Rolog in with his 9th rebound of the game. Staring down a double-double. Swings it in the right corner. Stokes for 3. And the lead. Toilet rolls in. Golden State back ahead 82-81. We've really been able to get some momentum since the injury to Benedict Mathurin. Keyshawn George around the screen. They'll need him to step up with the injury as he misses the shot. Ball bounces for Rolog. A double-double, 20 and 10. Rolog all the way. Blocked at the rim. Oh my goodness, what a play by Jarris Walker. Here comes Indiana. Vassell for 3. It's good. Devin Vassell puts the Pacers back on top, 84-82. Here is Salis. Looking to light a spark for Golden State. He lobs it up for the big man, the raging Bona. Adem Bona with the slam. 87-86 now. Here is Jabari Springer up for Salis. All the way. Layup is good. Golden State back ahead. Salis was up and down in the first half. Looking good so far here in the third. Jarris Walker for three. He toys around with Jabari Springer. Pacers are now back ahead. 90-88. 5 to go in the third. This game has been truly back and forth. Destino out to Jabari Springer. Right wing three rattles in. Golden State back ahead. 91-90. Adem Bona brings it up. Quick catch and shoot for Salis. That was a long three. Probably a good 3 steps beyond the line. Drains it anyway. Limitless range. Curry taught him all he knows. Devin Vassell. Quick three. Quick contest by Salis. Shot goes in anyway. 94-93. Here is Tyrese Halliburton. He's blocked. The snuff at the rim by Adem Bona, who brings it up himself. Out to Herb Jones. Mid-range jumper is good. And it is 96-93. Another denial for Golden State. The Pacers are getting all the steals. We're getting all the blocks. Halliburton's blocked. Oh my goodness, what a play. Ranking Destino with the denial. Pacers would not score on that possession, but they'd get it back shortly thereafter. Golden State tries to draw the charge. That was Mabongo, who does not, as Keyshawn George is able to go around him. 95-96. George for three. It's good. This game is going back and forth. Hot potato. The lead swinging on a pendulum. Salis wide open. Brings it within one. 100-99 with under a minute to go in the third. Here's Devin Vassell with it. He's got 6. Up to George. Heavily contested three. Won't go. Loggins Burl, his 13th rebound at the game. Salis in the corner. Kuminga. Mobley has Weston Weaver flying. Mobley has the size advantage. Can we get him to post up perhaps? Or how about this? It's lunchtime. Salis on Weaver. Salis all the way. It's good. Warriors up by 1. Nice play there by Salis with 10 points in the third quarter. 1-point game. Vassell behind the back. Smith back up top for Vassell. He has Weaver in the corner. George at the buzzer. No good. A competitive third quarter. Indy's got us within 1. Both offenses continuing to play well. Although Rolog was a lot quieter in the third, he only missed 1 shot in the first half. Here in the third, he went 1 for 5. Here is Ranking Destino with it. Up for the layup. Quick basket for Golden State. They lead by 3. Stokes brings it up. He's got an efficient 23 points. Inside for Herbert Jones, who dunks it home. Flex on him. Good sir. I can't say young sir because he's like 30. And he's the oldest rotation player on the roster, but you get where I'm going. 3 is good. Nick Smith brings it within 1, make it 3. 109-106. Oh, the cross! Mathurin misses, though. He's back in the game. The Pacers playing him through his injury, as here is Destino with it. Gets it over to Stokes. Thought he had a good look. Gets the screen. Here's a good look. Bang! Buries the 3. 28 points. Was that a gun gesture at my glorious head coach, J.B. Bickerstaff? KJ, we're going to need to have a long talk after the game, buddy. Off the miss. Stokes with it. He's doubled inside. Destino thought about the shot. He goes up for Springer. Back to Stokes with 8. Here's Herb Jones. Contested 3 is good. Golden State leads by 9. That's our biggest lead in a while. 115-106. Stokes, no good. The rebound by Weston Weaver. Here comes the Pacers. Weaver in his 4th year from Illinois. Pull-up 3 is good. The Pacers drafted him to be their new Miles Turner. It took him longer than expected to develop, but finally this year he's put it together. While Miles Turner's been on 5 different teams since this series started. There's Springer with the layup. 117-111, 6.5 to go. Loggins Burl, nice move. His ability to score in contact has been an impressive part of this game since his rookie year. And, well, he's still got it. Nick Smith Jr. for 3. That one rattles home. It is a 5-point game. Vassell with it. He will get it up top. Duren, the fake on the drive. Rolog hopes to draw the charge. Duren gets out of the way. And he will make the short shot inside. 7-point game. Under 5 to go. Screen from Duren. Here's Tyrese Halliburton with the dime. for Jalen Duren. 5-point game now. Roman Loggins-Burrell has it. Drives in. Doubled. Kuminga wide open. Bang! Buries the three. 8-point lead for Golden State. Here comes the Halaban up to Benedict Mathurin. Mathurin gets the screen. Open three is good. Indy with the response. Big shot for Ben Math and the Indiana Pacers. Here's Tyrese. The moment. Halliburton misses the shot. I told you, though, I was going to sprinkle in the nickname. Doesn't matter that he missed, as Jalen Duren is in for the putback, and we are within 2. Golden State was up by as many as 9. Step back. Too easy for Antoine Salis. 4-point game. Duren intercepted by Kajai Stokes. All the way. Stokes inside. Loggins-Burrell. Layup is good. And it's a 6-point game. The best offense is good defense. 28, 14, and 6 for Rolog. Both him and Stokes with 28. Around the screen. Bang! Another one for Roman Loggins-Burrell. He's been the best player on the floor tonight, with Halliburton not showing up at all here in the 4th. 3 is good for Vassell. 6-point game. Warriors called time, and Indy's probably got some satanic rituals planned in the huddle. The devil himself pushed the ball off the rim on the miss by Salis. Loggins-Burrell misses the second chance 3. And here come the Pacers. Devin Vassell matched up with Salis. Drives left. He's blocked! Evan Mobley with the snuff. Pacers try to press. Warriors break it quick. And Rankin Destino is in for the jam. He's fired up. 8-point lead for the Warriors with 1:10. Not looking good for the Halaban in Indiana. Vassell with it. Too easy. The floater is good. 135-129. Rolog around the screen. He gets it for Mobley. Up to Destino with under 55 seconds. Step back. Euro step. Destino passes tipped. Kuminga's got it with 3. Gonna have to heave up some junk. Poked away. Kuminga launches it up. No good. Rebound by the Pacers. At least Golden State was able to use all the shot clock, I guess. Here's Mathurin with it. Over to Duren in the corner. Devin Vassell. Vassell matched up with Salis. Inside for Duren with Mobley. Under 30 to go. They've got to get the ball off quick. What are they waiting for? Mathurin with 2. Walker throws it up. No good. Loggins-Burrell with the rebound. He is fouled. Kajai Stokes was actually out at the game. We're going to bring him back in. He would go to the line, make the 3 throws, putting him at 30 points. It's an 8-point game with under 20 to go. Halliburton with Destino up for Vassell. What are they waiting for? Mathurin 3. No good. Destino with the rebound, and Indiana is not going to foul. We're going to dribble out the clock. We've got to get this ball to Roman Loggins-Burrell. 31, 16, and 6. What a game for Rolog in a 137-129 victory against the Indiana Pacers. Really fun game, though, with 2 of the better teams in their respective conferences. The 2 current number 4 seeds, both of whom absolutely have a chance to make deep playoff runs. I mean, I would hope we would have a shot. Otherwise, our trade deadline would be all for naught. Rolog was awesome. 31, 16, and 6. And he shot the ball really efficiently. 11 of 18 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3. He was the best player on the floor. 35 and 5 for Stokes. 50% from the field and from deep. 21 for Salis. It's a big shots in the second half. Double-double for Springer. Destino was solid. Mobley, I thought, had a really productive game, although we need to get more from him offensively. As for Indiana, Halliburton at 37. He went 0 for 1 in the 4th. He rarely shot the ball, which is weird. That's his money time. He's supposed to be Mr. Clutch. Keyshawn George shot it toward 8. Benedict Mathurin did not shoot it well. Vassell, Walker, and Duren were pretty solid, but they didn't play well enough, despite Halliburton dominating for 3 quarters and then not showing up down the stretch. We were better than them inside. We had more bench points, which is impressive because depth has been an issue for us. Certainly not them. And then we didn't get bombarded on the glass like we did against the Grizzlies. So now we're tied for 4th with the Rockets. We are 2 games ahead of Utah, who's in 6th. We're also only 2 games behind Portland, who's the number 3. They're starting to fall a little bit. So we're going to sim a few weeks. I want to play the game that would potentially clinch us into the playoffs. We've got the Bucks, who are pretty bad. Gets kind of hard, though. Orlando, the Clippers are not an easy task. Detroit, Cade Cunningham's been out, but he should be back. and then the Hornets probably a little easier. So we go 3-2. Big win against the Bucks. Lost to Orlando. Rolog played really well again. Kuminga shot the ball horribly. 9 of 23, 1 for 9 from deep. He lost us the game, but he's played very well over our last two. We beat Detroit. Cunningham did not shoot it well. Ron Holland, Kawhi Leonard, and Asar Thompson all struggled to shoot the ball. 34 for the come bucket and 0 assists. Nothing but buckets. Bring your own ball. 26, 9, and 5 for Springer in just 21 minutes. Mobley, Stokes, Salis, Destino all did not shoot the ball well. Neither did Rolog, but Kuminga and Springer played well enough. Kuminga then 31 on 13 of 16 against the Hornets. Destino 10 for 13. Bona went 10 for 10. Stokes shot the ball horribly. 5 of 16, 1 for 8 from deep, but it didn't matter. Everybody else was good. We're now 2.5 games up on the 4 seed. We're actually closer to the 3rd seed than number 5, and we beat Portland in our very next game. We're only 1 back of the 3 seed. We seem to have Portland's number. They did not shoot the ball well. 9 of 24 for Novikov, 8 for 21 from Campolo. Mobley, season high 29 points along with 15 boards and 4 blocks. Loggins Burl did not shoot it well. Destino did. So I think this game against the Wizards can be our potential clinching matchup. And I like that we're playing the Wizards. This is obviously a fun team. They're very much in it in the East, currently in 5th. The Giannis trade has been a win for them so far. His points per game have gone down, but his efficiency's been good, and he's leading the young core to wins. It looks like they're not going to have to play in the play-in tournament. They've got a good group with Scoot, Bub, Cam McKnight, Noah Longley. They will be without Elvi Mihaljevic, who's their next best player other than Giannis. Made an All-NBA team last year and has been even better this year. They've still had a lot of contributions from other guys. 5 players averaging at least 19.5, including Kobe White, who we didn't even mention. Him and Bub Carrington have been the dynamic duo off the bench, but with the injury to Mihaljevic, Bub has inserted into the starting lineup. Should be a fun one back at home. The Warriors looking to make it back into the playoffs. This will be the 5th time out of 5 seasons in the series that we get in. Giannis has not been playing his best ball over his last 5 games, but it is Giannis. Who's going to guard him? We don't really have a clear matchup for him. I mean, Kuminga's obviously an athlete, but he doesn't have Giannis' size and strength. Mobley can match with the size, but he can't match up with the quickness. Springer, I don't think, has either the size or the athleticism. Dembona's probably not, so it's going to be tough in terms of how we're going to stop in and how the rest of these complimentary Wizards will produce as well. Noah Longley, the 3rd-year pro, former number 3 overall pick, hailing from Australia, wins the tip. Giannis with the spin. Giannis with the layup. Count it. And a foul. And 1 for the Greek Freak, who has adjusted well here on his new team after 16 years in Milwaukee. Mobley with the jam. Another former number 3 overall pick, 5 years prior to Noah Longley, as that one is stolen away. Bub Carrington up the floor. Cam McKnight. Layup no good. Rebound for Giannis. The fake and the layup. Giannis Antetokounmpo with the first 5 for the Wizards. Here comes Stokes with the cross on Bub Carrington. Drive, layup is good for KJ. And he puts Golden State up by 1, not for long. Wizards back ahead. Here is Stokes inside. What a pass! Splits Longley, and Mobley is in for the slam. I did not know Kajai Stokes had those kind of chops passing the ball. Giannis with it. We're daring him to shoot. Okay, maybe that was a mistake. Wide open 3 is good for Giannis. You guys like to say I'm bad on defense. I'll tell you what, that was intentional. Didn't work out. Off the miss, Kuminga gets to the Loggins Burl for ranking Destino. Nothing but net. Warriors back ahead by 1. Longley in the corner for Bub Carrington in his 5th year from Pitt. As it's stripped away and stolen by Kajai Stokes. We're going to take it all the way! The reverse jam for Kajai Stokes. Longley, one of the most efficient back-to-the-basket bigs in the league, misses inside. Mobley to Loggins Burl, all the way, and 1! Bub Carrington called for the foul. Warriors up by 5 early. The defense starting strong, the offense looking good early. That honestly should have been a charge. I think Destino got his feet set quick enough, and he wasn't really moving. No call as McKnight's layup counts. 19-14. Here's Antetokounmpo. He's been hooping so far for the Wizards. 19-16 now. Destino with it for Golden State. Looking to get somebody open around the screen. Destino drives left. Destino with the jam! He can get up. He's got some bunnies for somebody who, you know, is a little lighter in terms of his complexion. 3 is good. Kobe White for the Wizards. 2-point game. Here is Destino with it on the drive. Layup, no good. Grabs his own miss. Out to Jones. 3 is good! Herbert Jones from beyond the arc. 3-point game. Giannis swings it out. Scoot Henderson wide open with the lob! Oh my goodness, the ball movement! Where did Cam McKnight come from? He makes the dunk. 26-23. Salis with the release. Open 3 is good for the Frenchman. He's got 5. Here's Giannis with it all the way. No good. Nice defense by Springer. Looks to bring it up himself. Jabari hands it off to Destino. It's good! 10 quick points for ranking Destino. He's played well early. 9-point game. Kobe White up to Giannis. Giannis on the drive with the two-handed slam. Nearly 35 years old. He's still got it. Springer inside, no good. Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams with the rebound. He's got Giannis up to Kobe White. Back inside for the Greek Freak. 18 of Washington's 27 points have been scored by Giannis. Under a minute left in the first, here's Destino, who's got 10, looking for another. Bang! Ranking Destino off to a quick start from beyond the arc. 27-37, layup is good for the stumbling Salis. Warriors up by a dozen. We're hooping here in the first quarter against a very strong Washington Wizards team who's won 4 games in a row coming into this matchup. With 20 to go, Giannis on Springer. Giannis gets some space, and the shot rattles in. 20 points, 9 of 15 from the field, 1 for 2 from deep. There's no answer for the Greek Freak so far. Warriors will hold for the last shot, up by 10. Antoine Salis has it for Golden State. 9 points off the bench. Looking for Destino around the screen. Destino, he's shot the ball well, but he doesn't get one off. Sloppy to end the first. 39-29. Golden State with nearly 40 points. Giannis has 20. The rest of the Wizards have 9. Wizards other than Giannis are shooting an impressive 4 for 16. That is 25% from the field. Kobe White has some space. 3 is good. And it is a 7-point game. We'll see if Washington can start to get rolling here in the second quarter. Salis with it, looking for the screen from Hodge. Throws up a mid-ranger, and it is good. One of the most satisfying hoopers to watch when the mid-range is on. Antoine Salis highlights are a treat. Rolog hits the 3. He's got 9, and the lead is up to 14 for the Warriors. Playing a really clean, really strong game across the board through the first 16 minutes now. Loggins Burrell up and in with the layup. He's now got 11. 50-36. Kobe White brings it up. White pull-up 3 is good. I'm still having flashbacks from, I'm pretty sure it was last year, early in the season, when Kobe White was on the Bucks, and he had like 30 against us on like 10 shots. That was not fun. Giannis in for the layup. His former teammate in Milwaukee. I'm just making that connection now. 11-point game. Here's Stokes. Oh my goodness, Giannis swoops in for the steal, but he then has it ripped away. Kajhi Stokes with the lob. Jonathan Kuminga going all the way with the jam. Here is Cam McKnight and one poster over Ramon Hodge. The finish and the flex for McKnight, who would miss the 3 throw. 11-point game. Rolog, pump fake. Loggins Burrell joins the fun. 2 hands for safety. Here is Giannis to Scoot. Great pass in the corner for Bob Carrington. He connects on the 3. 10-point game. Kajhi Stokes brings it up. Oh, timeout. Someone's hurt. So what had happened on the previous possession, as we check here on the replay, Jabari Springer has the ball. Springer, as you can see, pull-up jumper, lands awkwardly on what looks like his leg. He didn't land on Giannis. He just landed on the floor, non-contact. Looks like he might have sprained his ankle or something. Certainly not good news just a week and a half before the playoffs. Here's Stokes all the way. Layup is good. We're going to be cautious with Springer. At first, it doesn't seem like a super serious sprain. Seems very mild, but we've got bigger fish to fry. Obviously, we want to play it safe. Kuminga in for the layup, 14-point game. We've done a really good job of staying healthy, though. The conditioning team has obviously done a good job. We've not had any injuries today before that one. Not even like a small one, as Stokes hits the three. It's been nearly a month worth of action without anyone getting hurt. It's been great. As Loggins-Burrell makes the layup, the lead is up to 19 for Golden State. This has been a pretty dominant first half here against a good Wizards team. They've got to start a rally. Scoot Henderson, one half of the Slash brothers, hits the three. Here is Destino, layup off the mark. Isaiah Hartenstein with good defense. He's got Scoot. He's got McKnight. Bangs the three. Washington trying to claw their way back in it as they are within 14. Whoop! The cross, the sauce, and the make. Salis pulled the defender way back and drills the midi. 68-54. Here's Kuminga matched up with Maximus Augustine around the screen for three. Long one for Jonathan Kuminga. 71-60. Wizards within 11. Shot is blocked right into the hands of Mobley, who's blocked. Noah Longley got multiple. Inside, Carrington. Floater is good. We were up by 18 minutes ago. Wizards have cut it in half. They're within 9 late in the first half. No lead is safe with the Warriors. Salis for three. No good. We cannot seem to buy a bucket. Here comes the Wizards. They can theoretically make it a 2-score game here. Cam McKnight, pump fake. Matched up with Salis. He goes up for Giannis. Giannis finds Bub Carrington. Carrington drive, floater, no. Rebound by Nikeng Mbongo. Here comes Golden State. It's intercepted quickly. Scoot Henderson bounces it for Bub. Carrington's blocked. That was Mobley with the snuff. Scoot Henderson, quick three. That one's good. And the Washington Wizards are within 6. Final seconds of the first half. Here is Salis. Pull-up jumper is good. Antoine Salis, quite the ending to the first half. 15 points so far for Salis. He's been impressive. Tied with Rolog for the most points on the team. Destino with 13, Stokes with 11. For Washington, Giannis leads the way with 24, Scoot with 10, Kobe White with 11 up to this point. We've shot the ball well. 28 for 50, 56%. Been a little sloppy again with the turnovers compared to Washington. Got to do a better job of that. They've taken 9 more shots than us despite trailing. Here in the third, Kuminga for three and the lead. Shot is good. 7-point game. Here is ranking Destino. 13 points in the first, nothing in the second as he swings it around for Roman Loggins-Burrell. It rattles home. Golden State up by 8. Really focused on trying to keep this lead. Stokes, jumper, no good. Mobley, the rebound, and the tip. 8 and 11 for Evan Mobley tonight as it's 81-71. Giannis in the corner with Kuminga. Giannis all the way. It's good. This is what I mean by we don't have a matchup for him. I mean, that's pretty much A-plus defense by Kuminga. There's nothing he could have done. Loggins-Burrell layup is good. Does not matter what you put in front of him. He will find a way to make the shot. 83-77. Only a 4-point game. Is it stolen by Bub Carrington, who's only 3 for 10. Out to McKnight. No good inside. Carrington, the rebound, the putback, and the foul! The Wizards a 3-throw away from making it a 1-score game. We would respond with 2 more points, though, and are up by 5. Scoot Henderson gets McKnight around the screen for 3. We are within 2. The Wizards continuing to claw at this lead as it's stolen from Destino by Giannis. Antetokounmpo inside, Longley, layup. We're tied at 85. An utter collapse over the last 10 minutes by the Warriors, who are up by nearly 20. Longley rebounds the miss. Back inside. Longley for the lead. An embarrassing showing right now for Golden State as it's a turnover. McKnight steals it away. Scoot Henderson, pull-up jumper, no good. Longley the rebound and the tip in. Golden State should probably call a timeout soon. They are losing their marbles. Giannis all the way. No good. Ball is tipped into the hands of Destino. This is the Warriors' opportunity to get some momentum back. 3 is good for Stokes. We needed to get some shots together. There's a couple. We're back up. 90-89. Scoot Henderson with 5 in the third. Scoot for 3. Washington back ahead. Finally, there's the timeout. Looking to stop the run. Here is Salis with the crossover. Drives in. Layup. No good. Bona, the rebound. He's trapped inside. Back up to Salis. Kobe White doesn't flinch. Salis over to Loggins-Burl. He's got 5. Looking for the screen from Bona. Loggins-Burl. Step back. Can he beat the buzzer? It is good. Bounces in. That was an ugly possession. No one got open. We're lucky that shot went in. As the lob is unsuccessful, Golden State gets it as Herb Jones up to Bona. Hodge in the corner. Salis. Bang! Great passing. The ball movement has not been good in the third quarter, but that was a nice possession. Tied at 96. Kobe White has the Wizards back ahead by 3. 2.5 to go in the third. Here is Roman Loggins-Burl looking to get Ramon Hodge to set a pick. Rolog around the screen. Mid-ranger is good. Nothing but net. 25 points for Rolog. He's having another nice game. Here's Kobe White. Swings into the corner. Henderson, heavily contested 3, no good. Rebound goes to the Wizards. Jalen Williams throws it up and in. How did he make that? Rolog called for the foul, his 4th. As it's an and 1 for Jalen Williams. 102-98. Here's Ramon Hodge. Looks to run around Giannis. Layup is good. Nice maneuver by Roman Hodge in for the deuce. That's what we've dropped as a team here in the third. Salis for 3. It's good. Warriors back ahead. 23 off the bench for Antoine. Under a minute left in the third. Roman Loggins-Burl with the cross on Kobe White. He is that a pass or a shot? I don't know. That's a block, I'll tell you that. Jalen Williams with the snuff. He tips it away. Wizards get it. Giannis across the floor. Max Stacy, the former second rounder, with the layup. Wizards lead by a point. Shot and game clock are even. 1 point lead for Washington. Loggins-Burl has it. Looking to get a screen from someone. Shot clock at 3. Salis in the corner. No good. And that'll wrap up what was a not so impressive third quarter. The Wizards, who were down by, again, I think as many as 18, 19 points, they had the lead. 104-103 into the fourth. Rankin Destino was great in the first quarter, has not scored since. Looking to get back on the board all the way, in for the quick layup. Golden State ahead early. We've had a lot of lead changes in this game, as you can see there by the bottom. And that's crazy because there was nearly a 20-point lead in this game. Here's another lead change. Kobe White with the 3. 2-point game. Stokes looking to get the screen. Kajai Stokes, his 3 off the mark. Williams with the rebound. He's got Carlton Carrington. There's Bub. 5-point lead for Washington. Inside, Bub Carrington no good. Adembona with the rebound. He's got Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga looks to take it himself, matched up with Big Knight. Gets the screen from Mobley. Open 3. On the way. Rattles home. We are within 2 with 10 to go. Inside, Williams as it's stolen by Mobley. Over to Adembona. Bona all the way. Inside, Stokes. Jumper. We're tied at 110. Best offense is good defense. 16 points for Stokes has not been his best night. From the logo, the 3 for Rankin Destino. Granted, it was the arena logo, but still a logo. Golden State up by 3. Destino with the cross and the flush. He's starting to heat up again. That's 20 for Rankin Destino. Mid-ranger is good for Kobe White. 115-112. Destino brings it up with 8.5 to go. He's got Stokes all the way. Layup is good. We need KJ to really heat it up. I wouldn't say he's been like bad, but he hasn't been like great either. He hasn't looked like the all-star that we know he's capable of being. 3 is good for Scoot Henderson. 2-point game. Here's Maximus Augustine in the corner. Bub Carrington for the lead. 118-117, 7 to go. Salis has it stripped and stolen by Carrington. He's got Antetokounmpo. He's got Scoot. Corner 3 on the money. And it's a 4-point lead for Washington. Scoot Henderson has it with 6.5. Inside, Bub Carrington layup is good. Stokes wanted to play for the ball. Backfires. 123-119. Golden State's got to really stay in this game and start a rally at some point as Salis makes the layup. We have not had momentum really since halfway through the second quarter. The Wizards have been comfortably better than us over the last 25 minutes. Giannis inside with the pick and roll for Noah Longley, who makes the dunk. 4-point game. Stokes over to Kuminga. Kuminga, dribble handoff. It's Herb Jones. Jones around the screen. Nice maneuver. We've had Herb Jones create his own shot quite a bit since the trade, and I think he's done a pretty good job of it, showing that he's not just a guy who needs to be a catch-and-shoot threat. He can create his own. Noah Longley and one off the miss. Herb Jones called for the foul. 5-point game. Noah Longley having himself a second half. Scoot Henderson, that one is good. 7-point lead now for Washington. Here is Rolog with it. He finds Salis, who's got 25 and 0 assists. None but buckets. He hits the triple. We are within 2. Make it 4. Salis has it stolen. Bub Carrington with under 3 to go. Scoot Henderson, the lob for Cam McKnight. A lot of alley-oops in this game from both sides, especially Washington. Mobley on the baseline. Inbounds it for Rolog, but it's stolen by Giannis. Looking to go all the way. Giannis, layup, 8-point lead for the Wizards. 2.5 to go. Okay, we've got to start this rally now. This possession, let's get it rolling. Salis on the drive. Nice layup. That is a 30-piece for Salis. Pick and roll. Longley, no good. Nice defense by Mobley. Corralling in his 17th rebound. He's got Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga, layup. That one is good. And it's a 6-point game. Looking to set up our press. Probably after this possession. Scoot Henderson inside. It's nearly stolen by Kuminga, but Giannis gets the dunk. 8-point game with 1:12. Here is Henderson looking to put a bow on this one for the Wizards. He's got Mobley. There's got to be some other mismatch somewhere. Look at this. Giannis post up on Destino. Layup is good. 10-point game with 1 minute to go. I don't think we're coming back, kids. I think this one might be a goner. Loggins-Burrow on the line. Rolog has not scored since halfway through the third. Giannis, pull up 3. I mean, if he's making that shot, what are we supposed to do? 0.3 seconds to go. Mobley passes out at the final shot. Not that it matters. As the Wizards come from behind, they were down by as many as 19 points to win it by 13. 147-134. I get this is a good Wizards team. I get that, you know, you're going to lose games against hot teams who are playing well, but we really did not play well over the last 2.5 quarters. That was rough. At least Jabari Springer's injury does not look to be overly serious. A very mild sprained ankle. We'll be cautious with him, but it's nothing to worry about come playoff time. 30-piece off the bench for Salis. 25 for Rolog. Was quiet down the stretch, though. It's not that he had a ton of misses. He just wasn't all that impactful. Stokes was okay. Kuminga shot the ball well, though. Mobley, 18 rebounds. We had some guys play well for sure individually. The turnovers, though, again, not ideal from the guards. And ironically, Loggins-Burrow's the one who had 0. Salis had 4. Destino had 3. Stokes had 5. Giannis with 40, 13, and 9. 18 of 28 from the field. 2 for 3 from deep. He was awesome. 28 and 11 for Scoot. 21 for White. 20 for McKnight. And the Noah Longley, really solid game. I know the numbers don't really show it, but he is very impactful on the basketball game. There was a reason why the Wizards really wanted to keep him over Alex Sarr, aside from the salaries. But Noah Longley's a far better player at this point than Alex Sarr. He's got the traditional back-to-the-basket big abilities, but he can run. And he's athletic enough to play in the modern game. So we do not clinch a playoff spot against Washington, but we just have to win one of our last 5 games. And lucky for us, the 18-win Bucks are on the schedule. We're going to roll with all the regulars for now, except for Jabari Springer, obviously wanting to play it safe with his ankle injury. So we're going to simcast this game. And believe it or not, Milwaukee actually gave us a contest. They had the lead at half, and it looks like they're going to win. 147-131. Cannot be losing to the Bucks. Ramon Hodge had a great game, 24 points in 13 minutes, but Stokes went 5 of 16. Kuminga 5 for 13. Salis was like 1 for 5 from deep, and then Jaden Ivey dropped 37. So we still have not clinched that playoff spot just yet, as that's going to bring us to a matchup now with the Los Angeles Clippers, who are no slouch. After simulating, I do have some good news. The boys are in the playoffs. I have some bad news, though. We have fallen to the number 5 seed. The Jazz have passed us. They are currently in 4th. 4 games to go. The Clippers, they're fighting for a play-in spot. Lakers are fighting for play-in seeding. The Knicks are fighting for a play-in spot, and Atlanta's fighting to make it out of the play-in. So a bunch of teams who are really trying. As Springer is healthy, we lose to the Clippers. We do beat the Lakers, though. Rolog 1 for 8, Stokes 1 for 5. I don't know what's going on with Stokes. His shooting since the All-Star break has not been good. In March, 43%. In April, 42%. Below 30% from 3 in both months. He has caught a cold streak at the worst time. We're still in 5th with 2 games to go. We cannot climb up to 3. We could jump down to 6 and potentially get Portland in the first round. Now against the Knicks, 35 and 45, we lose that one as well. 155, 147. J-Dub, career-high 44 points. He torched us at times in the playoffs with OKC. No one really stood out for us. Stokes went 1 for 11 from 3. Kuminga 0 for 5. Kuminga's shooting has also been very suspect since the All-Star break. His efficiencies have gone down. His three-point shooting's been bad. I would have hoped that the addition of Destino made things easier for everyone. Clearly has not been the case. To no fault of Destino, he is not the problem. And now we're only 1 game out of the 6th seed, and that presents an interesting conversation. Would we rather be the 6 than the 5? We would play against Portland in the first round, who's definitely better than the Jazz or the Rockets, but we have Portland's number. I mean, we've dominated them throughout the course of the year. And if we beat Portland, we would avoid Minnesota in the second round, who I think is a little scarier than the Grizzlies just because of their postseason experience. So we're going to have some starters play the last game against Atlanta, and others will not. I wanted to give Stokes, Herb Jones, and Antoine Salis the opportunity to play all 82 games, and I wanted Rankin Destino to have an opportunity to play against his former team. He was in Atlanta for 3 years. Everybody else, we're going to get the day off, including Jabari Springer, who's still obviously nursing the ankle. I'm excited to see some of these young guys play, and they did give Atlanta a game, losing by 19, 32 for Shaden Barnabas. Kajai Stokes, 37 points, shot the ball better. That's a good sign. We need his confidence back going into the playoffs. 29 for Hodge, 23 for Destino, 31 for Salis. The other youngsters, though, not so good. So we finished the year 48 and 34. We will go through the standings and playoff seedings shortly. Victor Wembanyama, 3-peats. 3rd consecutive MVP. Very well deserved. Hard to argue with this when he averages 35, nearly 16, and around 6 stocks per game. He had nearly 30 estimated wins added. The Spurs, keep in mind, won 45 games. Seems crazy, but if you really think about it, if Wemby was not on their team and they had replacement-level play at center, they probably would have only won 15 games because the rest of their roster sucks. A lot of good candidates for the MVP. Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, who's hurt again. Bad news for the top-seeded Detroit Pistons. Miko Kapanen was in the race. Everest McLeon's a little bit. Shout out Marcus Sasser, 25 a game. But McLeon was in the race, obviously leading that top Celtics team. And then shout out Kajai Stokes, who has not played like an MVP since the All-Star break. CeCe Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. His efficiencies have gone up over the last couple of months. Seems like he is improving. The efficiencies are still not good, but they've gotten better. He's making progress, and if he has a competent team around him, I think he can be a lot better. Zamir Logan, back-to-back 6th Man of the Year awards. He won the 6th Man and the Most Improved last year. He doesn't take Most Improved again, but another 6th Man of the Year spot as Wemby wins another Depoy. I mean, when you're going to average 6 stocks, yeah, that'll happen. Dylan Koskowski, former 2nd rounder at the Kings, now with the Knicks, Most Improved. Shavonte Fitzgerald, Clutch Player of the Year. Jordy Fernandez, Coach of the Year. He won a title in Brooklyn. He said, I can do it somewhere else. Wins the Coach of the Year in Detroit. Although it worked out for Brooklyn, who stole Steve Kerr from us. And it worked out for former Pistons coach J.B. Bickerstaff, who's, of course, in Indiana. Here's the All-NBA first team. Jokic and Morant, I would say, are 2 surprises, especially Ja. I'm surprised Ant did not make the first team. I think he probably should have. I'm surprised Cade did not make the first team. How is he on the 3rd team? He was like 3rd in scoring. He led the #1 team in the league. I mean, that's crazy. No Warriors, which is valid. I don't disagree. Shout out to Sar Thompson, my guy, all-defensive first team. Mobley, all-defensive second team. The only Warrior on an all-NBA team, as we did not have any of the rookies here. How is Marlon Boston not on the first team? And he's the 3rd guy down the list on the second team. That's crazy. I would have voted him first place Rookie of the Year. In terms of the top rookie leaders, Rakai Stewart was actually the top point scorer, but in terms of efficiency and contributing to wins, it was Marlon Boston, who resurrected, along with Jamie Velarde. Those two guys resurrected that Mavericks team, who I believe finished in, I think, 7th place, maybe 8th place, which was not expected going into the year. Here's your playoff bracket. We've got the Jazz in the first round in the 5-4 matchup. Pretty sure this is the 4th time in 5 years that we're playing in the 5-4 series. Minnesota gets the 1 seed, Grizzlies 2, Blazers 3, Jazz 4. The Spurs will play the Mavericks for the 7th seed. The Lakers will play OKC in the 9-10 game. The Thunder barely squeak into the playoffs. They've got to win 2 in a row to get the 8th seed. But with Shea and Jokic, you cannot count them out. There are some major players in this play-in pool. I think it's a little too early for this Mavericks group, but the Spurs, even though their roster stinks, they had the best player on the planet. The Lakers roster is good, and then the Thunder have Shea and Jokic. My bold prediction is at least one of these play-in teams makes it out of the first round, beating either Minnesota or Memphis. The Clippers barely miss, and the Nuggets barely miss. Denver playing well down the stretch without Jokic. The Pistons, 61 wins. They get the number 1 seed, but they'll be without Cade for the foreseeable future. They've won 6 in a row, while the Nets have won 9 in a row. The Wizards lap Indiana for the 4. And the Hawks, at 50-32, have to play a play-in game. That's a better record than us. The Bulls and Raptors, 46 wins. They'll be in the play-in. And then the Knicks do get that last 10th spot over Miami. Shout out the Hornets. Quite the tank, losing 13 games in a row to finish this season. Here's a look at the final stats. Everybody's numbers went down after the All-Star break, pretty much because everybody was healthy. I mean, we barely had any injuries. Jabari Springer had the sprained ankle. He missed like 2 or 3 games. Other than that, nobody got hurt. Injuries have been an issue for us throughout this series in the playoffs. But right now, the team is fully healthy. And that leads me to believe, with a wide-open Western Conference, why not us? We've got the Jazz in the first round. You'll notice their best player, Trae Young, not in the lineup. Unlike us, they are not fully healthy. Trae Young, earlier in April, broke his hand, and he'll be out for 2 to 4 weeks. So he will be dealing with the injury through the entire duration of this series. It's still to be seen if he can come back at some point during this series. Keep in mind, it is his non-shooting hand. So I bet the Jazz and Trae Young are going to do everything they can to get him on the floor at some point. But that's a big deal. Utah's without their best player. They traded for him in the offseason because they knew they needed postseason experience. He's made it to an Eastern Conference Finals. They don't have many guys with playoff experience. Jared Allen's played in the playoffs. Aaron Gordon won the finals in Denver, but he's not even really part of their rotation. If you look at their best players, Norwood Nobles, Martin Sifa, Samuel Queen, those guys have 0 playoff minutes. They made the play-in tournament last year, but they've never played in the playoffs. So even though Utah's the higher seed, they get the first 2 games at home, they're the heavy underdog. Everybody on our team, for the most part, is pretty experienced. Utah, not so much. Despite that, we're not taking these guys lightly. They're a really talented team. They won more games than us. They have home court advantage. We've got to take at least 1 on the road in Utah in the next episode. Games 1 and 2. The boys are back in the playoffs. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.